flag under green. Next flag will end the race, and Newman is there.
Newman's got locked onto his rear bumper just like he did. Oh, wrecking behind.
Ryan Blaney up behind Ryan Newman, trying to get him to Hamlin.
Newman backed up to Blaney. Big run coming here.
To the inside, Newman to the front.
Nothing Denny Hamlin could do. What can Ryan Blaney now do? Here comes a push from Denny Hamlin. Oh, this thing's not over yet.
I got the call, I guess, Tuesday morning after the Daytona 500 about filling in for Ryan in the 6. I was scared to death. They were great. They were, I mean, just super, just, you know, forward with their thoughts that I was the guy and I was the first guy they called. And I'm sure they say that to everybody, but that they just kept reiterating, like, you're the guy, you're who we want. And you know, it was scary though. Ryan to me is larger than life. He's been winning races longer than I've been racing, and he's the smartest race car driver in NASCAR. He understands the cars and how they fundamentally work better than anybody. Once I got in the race car, then I wasn't driving Ryan Newman's car anymore. I was driving my race car. You know, it was a crazy month there from Daytona to Phoenix. I haven't missed a NASCAR race yet. We've ran all of them. We've ran Truck, Xfinity, and Cup, every one. That was not the plan. We were not planning on running that many. Life came at me really fast. You know, we do know a few people. I just found out today in the watermelon industry, Bob Dyer and his son had the virus, are recovering, so that's good. I mean, that's scary. That's the first time it's been that close to home. Nothing's changed at the farm though. It can't. Farming is essential. Without food, the world does stop. I kind of just look at 3 things. So it should be heavy for its size. So whenever you look at it and you pick it up, you should kind of be surprised by how heavy it is. The stripes should be symmetrical, so they shouldn't come to a point. You know, none of these really do. You know, you got a couple little scars on these, but you just don't want the stripes to ever come to a point right here or turn direction and make a swirl or anything. And then the bottom should be yellow. So like a good example, like this one, has a real big, you know, nice yellow bottom. That thing has sat there long enough to ripen up. Farming can't stop. The world can't stop. We have to, farmers up north have to keep planting. So it's the same thing with most farmers across the country. And this show's no different. We have to keep showing this story. We have to keep telling people about agriculture. Yeah, we're doing Zoom calls, we're FaceTiming in, but we can't stop. Hey, Mr. Jeff, thanks for joining me. I know this isn't how we thought these months would be going and how this world would be acting right now. How much has changed in your life since that weekend at Phoenix where we were last together? I mean, what are just a couple of the things that have changed for you?
Nothing's changed on our part, and we're still delivering, you know, wheat and durum to the pasta plants and to the end users all along. We're still shipping barley to the malting barley plants, and we're still hauling corn to the ethanol plant. We're still delivering. We're still part of the supply chain delivery to keep America going. You know, keep the food system in place. So we're just doing our job.
You know, it's not something I've ever asked my dad or my granddad. How do you make that decision when you're gonna bring your sons in? Like how do you get that ball rolling with them? And was that something that they always wanted to do?
My sons are a lot like you, Ross. They've always had that passion, that desire, you know, and like your brother to, you know, you grew up on the family farm. You've always had that desire to be involved in agriculture. That's the way our sons and our daughter was too. They all knew that they had an intricate part of agriculture and they wanted to be part of it. And so at the end of life's journey, I don't get to take it with me. For me to leave it in better shape than I got it from my grandfather and my dad. And for my boys, hopefully to be able to build upon it and do the same for their sons and daughters that want to be involved in agriculture. I mean, that truly is, that's a blessing to me.
My mom and my aunt now are both on the COVID unit here in Fort Myers, and it's crazy. It's crazy to think that she's taking care of these people in the hospital that are tested positive for the virus. They didn't make her take on that unit. She wanted to help, and so did my Aunt Carla. And it's pretty crazy. I mean, I kind of relate it to, they're both like firefighters. Here they are going right to the nucleus at their hospital to take care of these people. What is it like to leave the farm and go to work and like run to the fire?
Yeah, so it's definitely a little bit different. I work in an ICU here in the largest hospital in St. Louis, so we're definitely seeing a lot of very, very sick people. Definitely some of the sickest I've ever taken care of. I work night shift, so we do 12 hours, 7 to 7. So getting ready to go to work here in a few hours, and then I work tonight and tomorrow and Thursday night, and then I'll be off for the weekend. So kind of flip back after those 3 and get back on more of a day shift schedule and try and help around the farm. By the time you get tired of dealing with all the people and the stuff in the hospital, you can get away and go sit in a tractor cab and not see anybody here. Go work with the cows, and they don't talk back like some of the patients like to. So it's definitely.
We've been social distancing our whole lives. Like we've been practicing for this pandemic forever.
We've been training for this for forever. It is interesting coming from a small community, kind of seeing how they're reacting to it and how they're dealing with it versus how the people in St. Louis and some of the bigger cities are handling it.
One of the big things for me is in Charlotte, there's limited stuff for race car drivers. There's not a whole lot we can do. Our race shops are shut down. Colleague racing is shut down. But what I came down to the farm and I talked to my girlfriend Aubrey, and she's like, "Wow, you sound really happy and excited. Like, what's going on? What are you excited about?" I was like, "Everybody's working."
Yeah, that's for sure. I know that the common thing everybody wants to go do around here too is just go back out and get some Chinese food or get some Mexican food or just go back to your favorite restaurant and get a margarita that's not in a can. Or
wait, they'll give you a margarita in a can?
Hey, I mean lime-maritas, but those are a stretch, I guess. But that's the best we can do around here right now. So we're doing what we can. How's the iRacing thing been as far as that goes? Has that been a kind of a filler for you, or is that enough different that it's tough?
It's not good. It's not good. I've gotten into a crash every week. I caused one the first week by blocking, and then after that, I've been in everybody else's wrecks. So it's It's a lot like, I mean, it's pretty real though. I mean, that happens in real life. I drove the 6 car this year for 3 races, I guess, and all my cup races this year pretty much had some sort of incident. I didn't do the right things in the real race car, just like iRacing. So a lot of people say it's just a video game, but it shows it's pretty real because I kind of make the same mistakes on there. So, all right, well, that stunk. Tried to save our reset for the end. And coming to the green, there was a wreck and we got clipped. So we finished 30th. What a waste of an afternoon. Even though I'm frustrated, the bigger picture here is that we're just trying to entertain people. So if enough people watched it on Fox and got some enjoyment out of it on a Sunday afternoon, then I guess it was all worth it. But ready to get back to real racing.
NASCAR has announced it will return to racing on Sunday, May 17th at Darlington Raceway with a National Cup Series race that will serve as the first of 7 National Series races over an 11-day span.